I covered yesterday. I don't know if you guys got to it. I didn't get a chance to watch you guys' show yesterday with Taika Waititi, and he's saying I didn't fucking like Thor.
Yeah,
it's a paycheck for me.
Yeah, it's a paycheck because it was poor, wanted to feed his family. Fair enough.
Yeah,
but didn't know nothing, didn't care for nothing. Kind of showed in the film.
Very, very, very true. But to me, that again, it's the same concept. It's they're not really invested in this shit, like for what it is and what made it beloved. They're invested into it for their own personal gain. And again, that may be monetary for some people. I'm not. Look, I'm a capitalist at the end of the day, so I'm all about people fucking doing what voluntary exchange and making money off the product. I just don't think you have to sacrifice your integrity in order to do that. That's my position. But again, on the other flip side, you have people that care a lot about the making the social political statement.
Yeah, I'd be more than happy to hire a director who knew crime to make a Batman film.
Yeah.
Because he can understand the concept of crime, detective work, forensics, all that sort of business. Now just take what you know and place it into this character who is essentially a detective in a superhero costume, and he'd be like, right, got it. I know where I'm coming from now. But we're getting like Nia DaCosta. Let's take Nia DaCosta. Nia DaCosta, huge comic book fan. She read Ms. Marvel. So gotcha. That's a gotcha already, because you're not a huge fucking comic book fan if you read Ms. Marvel, because that's bullshit.
Yes, no,
it's fucking bullshit. That's a paycheck for Sam Ammonot. That's the only reason why it exists.
Yeah.
So you get somebody who came in and did you see the Marvels? I'm gonna guess that you didn't.
Did not.
Okay. You would walk out the cinema.
Oh,
if I said go to the Marvels, you don't have to do a stream. Just go see it. We'll do it in quiet, in private. No one will ever know. You would turn to me and go, "We're leaving."
Yeah,
because it is an embarrassment of a film, embarrassment, because you would look at it as even if you don't like the characters, Captain Marvel, Ms. Marvel, Monica Rambeau, whatever, cats.
Mm-hmm.
You would still see it as somebody who loves superheroes, who loves heroicism, and your brain would be like, this does not compute. This isn't this. We're out. Let's get fucking Nando's or some shit. Let's get the fuck out of here. Okay, no problem, Eric. Let's go. That's what it'd be like. But that is a person who's been given $300 million.
Yeah.
In corporate money, investors' money, to do what? To literally make I don't fucking know what I'm doing film.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how. I'm a woman, and I don't seem to even appear to know how women fucking work, or operate, or talk, or act. Certainly don't know how men act, because fucking Nick Fury's going around talking like a fucking 25-year-old Californian girl. And I'm there like, what? Why is Nick Fury going black girl magic? Do you think this is a guy that fucking knows? I didn't know what the fuck that was until Ryan Kinnell told me. And Ryan only knows because he's a massive racist.
True.
So he's got to keep up on these things. Love you, Ryan. Love you, man. So the voices, every voice in the film, fucking same. Every voice. Nobody had a character. The hero's awful. But when the plot, which is fucking as loose as you can get in terms, is revealed, Captain Marvel's a hideous human being. But she wears a tight tank top, and it's okay. It's all right. Don't worry about it. I got a cat as well, and I eat litter. These people have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea, or more importantly, they don't care. They don't care about the genre. They don't care about the characters. They care about themselves. They care about their optics. They care about their payday. I could never knock somebody for taking a payday, but regardless of what job you take, whether it's flipping burgers or doing a $300 million movie, if you're getting paid for it, at least fucking try.
Yeah, give a fuck about it. Well, if not, what's the fucking point? But especially, I have no leeway. I don't have any leeway for any people that participate in like the creative endeavors, man, and show that they just don't give a shit. Right. And I'm not saying you got to be fucking perfect. I'm not pretending that you can go without, like you should be able to go without error. But to make shit knowingly to spite, well, it seems to spite your ideological enemy, which is really more of what we get. It's like
the Daily Wire. The Daily Wire's response to Snow White was to do Snow White.
Yeah.
That's bull. Don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know? Well, we're going to do Snow White properly. Don't care.
Yeah.
Your response should have been, we're going to create a fairy tale.
Yeah.
We're gonna create a fairy tale for kids, and we're gonna make this fairy tale fun. We're gonna make it a little bit scary, maybe. You know, we're gonna put some good old fashioned classic morals in there. You know, now you just got two entities going tit for tat,
mm-hmm.
and it doesn't benefit anyone.
Yeah.
Oh, are you gonna come see my Snow White film because my Snow White film is not woke? No. No, but maybe you could have taken that money and made something that people just wanted to watch. You know, when you look at films, low budget films.
The spite thing, it's not a sustainable thing. This is why just being I say it all the time, just being an alternative, and people have to find out the hard way what the fuck that means. It's just not really good enough. It's not just being one just for the sake of being one. It's not really good enough. You could think that you're all the support in the world for it, but at the end of the day, you have to give people something it is that they want. But
Hold on.
Yeah.
What are they? You are a person who is hired by one of the biggest corporations in the planet, giving hundreds of millions of dollars to make a film. What the fuck exactly are you owed?
That's a good point.
I see a massive gratitude problem. That's what I see. You got a huge gratitude problem. That's what you got.
That's a good point.
You got a massive chip on your fucking shoulder. You have been given one of the most privileged jobs imaginable. And if that was entrusted onto the Soska sisters, their directors, let's say it was passed on to them, to the Soska sisters. We're going to give you Black Widow movie to make. We saw No Restraints play. We're going to give you, because we want to make a profit, we're going to give you 100. We're going to give you $100 million to make a Black Widow film. You could see that they'd be like, fucking hell, we're going to make this the fucking best fucking use of that money that we possibly can.
Yeah.
To make that movie. But then you get Nia DaCosta. What do you think Nia DaCosta? Do you think she gives a fuck? Don't give no fucks. This is, but it's kind of half not her fault because she was cast based on color and gender. So she's so almost you've got to get a bit of a chip on your shoulder because realistically, you know, you're not there for the right reasons. You know, do you really think that's a person that when you see a body of work? Because I've looked on a body of work, there's nothing fucking there.
No.
And then you're given $300 million.
Yeah.
To make a film for the biggest one of the biggest corporations on the planet, one of the biggest media entities on the planet, you know you're not meant to be there. So does that make you get a chip on your shoulder? I'd still be like, fuck this. I'm gonna do whatever I can. I got a knock on the door tomorrow and Az, come over to the States, giving you $300 million to make a Batman film. I would give it the best that I got, but I ain't got a fucking clue what I'm doing.
Yeah.
My first thing to do would be on the phone to people and go, hey, you know what the fuck? You know what you're doing? I need you.
People do. Yeah, that's why it's important to have them around. But yeah, it's I don't know, man. It for me, it feels like, and I mentioned this a million times, that they create content as if we are the ones that have to prove ourselves to them as the customers. Like, are we good enough, right? To buy into this, which I think is why they lash out so much in the event that people say, yeah, no, we don't want this shit. Well, okay, you're a racist then. Okay, well, you're a misogynist then, or whatever your buzz term then, because you weren't good enough, right? You weren't good enough to like this shit. And yeah, as a guy that handles a lot of money, right? I can't envision a world like that. That's fucking retarded because, you entrust people with that much money. You'd think that I mean, it would just be human nature, and apparently it's not. But I think the entire ecosystem, I think is the proper term here, is not, it's not structured in such a way that you're going to get the best of the best to produce the best type of film. It's pay to play. There's a lot of patting each other on the back. There's a lot of party favors. And there's a whole lot of ideology, right? A whole lot of that shit. And when that is your structure per se, how can you produce the best quality shit? You put in, and it's, I mean, that's part of being leaders, right? And this is why I've said that. I mean, we talked about last show, the Meowvils, right? And and we talked about how I tried to bring it back down to earth, because think about how many levels of shit that this had to be funneled through before we saw it. And nobody thought to say, yeah, we're not putting this shit out. Nobody. So it got approved at this level, that level, and that level. That speaks to a leadership problem. That speaks to a structural issue. And I think entertainment as a whole has that, to the point to where maybe they're not even positioned in a way to do good shit. And I think it shows in the people that they bring on, like with the Taika Waititis or the Nia DaCostas and these people who, I mean, anybody could see that there's no way that of the massive pool of people that you could choose from, that was the best you could come up with. You're fucking Disney. You got $300 million to spend. $300 million to spend on some shit, and that's the direction that you went. I don't for once believe that they are trying to get the best of the fucking best. And I'm all about prodigies. I'm all about people that have shown that they understand some shit. They might not be the most popular to be given a shot, but for people that seem to, in like Taika's case, like they seem to like have genuine contempt for the material it is that they're supposed to be adapting, albeit loosely.
I'll ruin your
lore, baby. In a minute. That's what he said. That's specifically what he said. I just can't imagine having someone be a part of a project that massive and controlling at least something, and being able to say that with confidence like that, to be able to be like, yeah, I do not care about your lore. I do not care about X. And he's moved on. He's about to do some Star Wars shit. Is that still going to happen?
No, I don't think it's going to happen.
Okay, well, that'd be smart. Definitely after this recent interview and hearing him just flat out say like if you read, and I guess I'll pull it up real quick, but just to give people context.
I'll just tell you something and then ask you something real quick.
Okay.
On the third Monday of Top Gun Maverick's cinematic run, which ended with 1.472 billion at the box office. Its first Monday was, I think, so the third Monday, if I got this correctly, the third Monday was $3.1 million. So that's 2 full weeks, and then you're going into the third week. What did the Marvels do on Monday domestically?
What did it do?
340,000, an average of $111 a theater.
That's not good.
That's about 5-6 tickets.
That's not good.
It's not good. And
the theaters can't be. We'll have again a little segment that we'll talk about with that. They can't be happy about it.
That's a 300 plus, most likely about 320, a little bit higher, $1 million film. That is on a worldwide of 187 million right now after 2 full weeks.
That movie's gonna lose
$500
million, half a billion dollars.
$500 million.
That is fucking insane.
But Nia DaCosta's great.
Yeah, I mean, and Zawe or whatever her name is. Hey, diversity.
hey, look, I'm totally with her. I actually agree. I think that representation does cost $500 million.
That's your sacrifice. That's for sure.
You bought and you paid for that. You keep it. That's yours. You paid for $500 million. $500 million. So a woman could say, hey.
But check this out. I'm going to show this real quick. We'll get to the super chats in a minute, guys. I promise. And then we got a couple other things that we're gonna discuss. But this is what I was talking about for you guys that may be confused. So I'm going to read this statement to you all. This is coming from Variety directly, and this is coming from Taika Waititi, has been reported by Variety. And listen to this. Imagine this real quick. You know who Taika Waititi is. Let me read it. And Thor, let's face it, it was probably the least popular franchise. He continued, I never read Thor comics as a kid. That was the comic I'd pick up and be like, ugh. And then I did some research on it. And I read one Thor comic, or 18 pages, or however long they are, and I was still baffled by this character. So just take that into consideration. This is the man fucking directing one of the most prominent characters that Marvel has been able to create based on obviously a character from Norse mythology, if you will. And this isn't just, oh, I don't know the character. That's part of it. It's content. It's I didn't like him. That to me is fucking impressive, that you have someone directing a film for a property that he doesn't even fucking like. It's not just ignorance. It's not just, well, I don't really understand it. That is part of it. And while there may be people that have a little more leeway on this than I do. I get it. While me personally, I think that's still unacceptable, because I think there's more than enough people who know, love, and cherish the source material, understand it, that can be directors, that can be helping with production of a film. At minimum, I think we all agree that that gig probably should not be given to someone that doesn't like it. I feel like we can at least agree on that, right? He doesn't like it. He says, he'd be like, huh. That's what he said. He didn't say that. I didn't say it. He said it. Nah, man, granted, I've been making that argument for the better part of for a long time. Let's just say that. Where I've said these guys don't really give a shit about these properties. These are just stepping stools for their individual careers. Nothing more or less. You're putting $200 million, $300 million on a film with a director that don't even like the shit. That's fascinating, but it speaks to a fundamental problem.
Yeah, a lot of people at that time were still going to the cinema simply because of the name Marvel.
Yes,
it's the new Marvel movie, so that is bringing a proportion, a percentage. What? I can't quantify exactly, but that is definitely bringing a percentage of people just into the theaters because of that. Mm-hmm. It's a new Marvel movie. They're good. You see them all, the big Infinity thing. Yeah, they're great. So that's ultimate. That faith, that's called good faith. That's giving the benefit. People do that. We do it a lot in every aspect of life. It gets worn down.
Yeah.
It gets worn down to the degree that no one gives a fuck about the Marvels.
Yeah.
Taika Waititi thought Thor was a fucking clown, while he acted like a clown on set. If you see the behind the scenes footage, he's just acting like a look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me.
Yeah.
Casts himself in everything, in all his work. Casts himself as well as a character. The guy's got I think he's got a bit of a me complex, bit of a narcissist.
Yeah, just a tad, just a tad. Alpha Core #1's pre-order is live. Written by the legendary Chuck Dixon and penciled by Joe Bennett. Visit Rippaverse.com to grab a copy and any of the merchandise items. Be sure to also check out the animated trailer for the campaign, which is the latest project from Rippaverse Studios. Y'all be easy.